All right. Welcome back, everybody. Our next map should be starting in the next couple of minutes. It's going to be five. Let's pull this DPS down there so that he's not there when I invite them. It's going to be the fifth Jaguar Dragoons X versus DPS. And I probably need to change my overlay to. I have not seen them fight. Except for I think DPS's first match, I've been pretty much relegated to the loser bracket, which is understandable. So I will. I haven't, and fifth Jaguar Dragoons X has not been in our bracket with us yet. They last week, I think they were having connection issues, and they were forced to lose. That's unfortunate for them. Wonder, do I have a JDX logo?
Yeah, definitely not a fantastic way to hit the losers bracket.
KDCM was also in the losers bracket. They had a wedding, so they just took a forfeit loss. But at least they chose that. Poor JDX. But yeah, welcome JDX to our bracket. I mean, yeah, it's just us. It's just- I can't find their logo, so I've sent out an invite.
They have accepted. They're in the lobby.
Okay. I mean, hopefully, JDX don't forfeit this match as well and just fall out of the whole division,
It looks like they brought a few extra players today, so we will see how it goes.
just in case. I have a JGX. Think they'd be mad if I used a JGX? I don't know. Is there a difference? Do they have different emblems? Oh, this is too complicated for me. Simple ban. Just ask anybody. They'll tell you. Your Ordain's simple and probably not as polite. Uh, words.
The struggle.
All right. So, go map ban. Let's tell them. Ready to start. And okay. Also, good news is I give my son a bottle and he's asleep.
Now we just need nothing exciting to happen, and he can stay asleep.
Yeah, then he can stay asleep. I hope who was it? I don't know, some Blazer? Someone was really excited about how messy my room was, but I mean they're just toys for kids. All right, so I've let them know that they can start map banning. So we're just waiting to see what maps we go through. Yeah, this will be interesting. Like I said, I haven't casted JDX. I don't really I don't know what they're doing. I don't. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how they set up. If it's very kind of traditional, kind of range static control with like light screens, or if they change it up a bit. We've seen DPS do everything. We so or something close to everything. I don't think I've seen them exactly do like anything textbook. Even
I feel though like this tournament's been kind of weird with like the light pack meta and like just how things get set up. I feel like it's been a little bit of a change with all the snub and small laser love.
yeah, yeah. I mean those snub mechs, they are they are powerful, and you get those just constant skirmishes on the edges where if you're not careful, you're getting bled by snub PPCs from a Vulcan or something.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. There's definitely a very much of a like a light pack and a static group. And I feel like that is again that's kind of your standard array. That's your basic setup. But yeah, we saw almost none of that with DPS versus KDMC. Um, even last week we didn't see a ton of that. So let's see. So Canyon Network is fifth Jaguars first pick. So we will be going back Canyon Network. Be interesting to see. This is a map that you could easily see JDX doing a very standard setup with kind of range control, taking the junkyard, taking the big boulder by their base, or I mean, assuming they're on the side for junkyard. We don't know their sides yet. Grim Plexus for it's winner of game one, but that is DPS. So DPS really liking Grim Plexus. We've seen them brawl twice on Grim Plexus. Um, JDX takes Mining Collective. Canyon and Mining are your most basic maps. Like those are the ones that have been playing in comp almost nonstop for like 10 years. So that's an established team who's been playing for a long time. Those make sense for JDX to take. Grimplexus, Rubelite, and Tourmaline being maps that DPS is going for. They want to DPS wants to shake it up. They want it to be different. So it looks like here JDX will on Kenyan Network will be Team Two. So I am gonna have to flip them. So yeah, let's watch that happen. Then just amazing flipping action. Who doesn't want to see that? Yeah, I've not. I can't. I don't even think we fought JDX in. Did we? No, we fought. We.
No, I don't think we ever fought JDX. We fought JGX a few times, but never JDX.
And and I've been doing this. I haven't seen their matches up till now either. So I really have no idea what to expect. I do like a lot of them are in Clan Smoke Jaguar, so good theme. Way to stay on theme there. Windscape FRR, but that's where like he came up in. So I also like that callback to his roots for Windscape. Let's see. Yeah, talk more when I know who's actually there. All right. EP, DPS is ready to flip. Might just flip them. I'm just gonna do it. So many DPS to move up here. But they got to be on cloud nine. That was a huge win for them. Whatever happens, no one can take that away from them. But you know what? They don't got time to worry about that because they are in a. They're here. They're here, and all they can worry about right now is what's ahead of them, and that's five JDX.
Yeah, they're fighting for their fucking lives. They can do it.
So they're both set. Let's see, drop one. It was Canyon, so let me just move over there for someone gets worried or shouting at me. Maybe if I just talk loud the whole time, my son will just get used to it and I won't wake him up. All right. Liveish sent me a he sent me the correct image for 5JDX. So I can get him in. Goes to the right folder. It's still not showing. Double checking that I. Oh, no X. There we go. So we got their logo in. Hooray. All right. Sorry, I gotta focus on that kind of stuff sometimes. We can see DPS, they're down to 8 now. So we know who's in this drop, and we'll see who. Kind of curious who JGX will take. Like I said, I'm familiar with Windscape. I know Weapon Master X. He's a nice guy. Bacon Lord. He's pretty cool. Great player. I mean, these are all like Weapon, Bacon, great players. Windscape's also a good player. I feel like he's always a light. Uh, Kieran.
Kieran Yagami's been floating around forever. He's a good
Yep.
pilot.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of strong players from 5JDX. I always wonder if they feel like JGX poaches them when some players that once played for them end up on JGX. I don't know. I don't know how the internal alliances go over there. I mean, you'll see here, what, three of these people have JGX tags.
I feel like it's probably like if you work hard enough and you grind hard enough, you can become a bench warmer for JGX. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
You
What does that say
know,
about these people? I mean, these are all top players in the game.
they're just
Like,
going to the great bench in the sky. All
uh,
right, like I don't know how it works, man. I'm not from fucking JGX.
reminds me of like European soccer. I guess they call it football, whatever. Where sometimes, I guess, a team will buy out a player to bench him so that the other teams can't have him.
The only football player or soccer player I know is Ronaldo. All right, and it's only because I've seen him on TV, man. Like I don't know fuck all about soccer, dude. That shit's for the bees.
I mean, you're Canadian. I don't. What do you guys do?
We play hockey. Are you fucking kidding me? That's our bread and butter, dude. That's all we do up here is play fucking hockey.
All right, all right. Is there a hockey analogy appropriate?
No,
Yeah, probably because that they don't do that in hockey because that's for wusses.
no, we're men up here.
Uh
We
huh.
we fight bears and we ice skate everywhere we go. You know, you just don't worry about it. All right,
All right, all right.
it's wild up here. It's a whole different place.
So yeah, we're just waiting on JDX to lock. I mean, if we have new people, I guess we can throw up the map strap real quick. There's nothing we talked about it last time, but talk about it again. JDX. Sorry, I saw the first person on their team, and it was JG. All right, JDX is team two. So yeah, they will be up in the north, and like you could see them putting someone here, and putting someone here, and putting or probably over there. Like just setting up for a range control strat, and then having lights who are just kind of grabbing EPSI. And just putting pressure, taking caps where they can.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay,
Since I predicted it last match, I think we're gonna have a double brawl again.
I don't.
I
Okay,
think it's gonna happen,
all
dude. I
right.
know it's rare. I know it might be the rarest thing in the world, but I feel like we might get a double brawl.
Well,
But you're probably right. They're probably gonna set up in Zimbabwe and shift their mechs properly and play like smarty pants. You know, that's what JDX does.
and I don't know what to expect from DPS. Because as we were saying earlier, I felt like a lot of what we saw DPS bring against KDCM or ESPN or whatever the Ocho, I feel like it was pre-planned. Like they were trying to out. They were artisanal plans built specifically for fighting what they assumed KDCM would bring rather than just trying to do what they do best. And so, I mean, if they've watched the tapes, if they know this kind of setup we just drew, I mean, I haven't, so this might be way off. Is what JD what the Jaguar team's going to do? Maybe they've attempted to counter it, and they're going to throw a counter at it, and it's going to be completely different than we've seen them do before. Um, If they do look like they did earlier, it would be a pretty much all their teams set up here for the most part.
The tonnages match, so they might be, who knows what's happening.
I think that executioner they took, that was PPC, could he ended up over here. I'm not sure if he was here initially though, to put PPC pressure over there. I think they like their snub noses around here, just so that anything that kind of comes over the side here not only uh, gets hit from these backline mechs. Uh, I don't know why I used red there, but he also gets hit by the little mechs up tight up here, and so that really bled KDCM early when they made those initial moves. But that's KDCM. So I mean, this might be a whole different game. Both teams are locked now, so let's do this. Let me just make sure. So team one is DPS. That should be right. Okay. Conquest Canyon. All right, this is DPS's sixth drop, sixth competitive drop today. Let's see how they do against the dreaded fifth Jaguar Dragoons X. I don't really know what the X is supposed to mean.
I got a feeling we're going to see so many blue lasers. You're going to get a DM from Radiac.
Right. Radiac doesn't like blue lasers. For literally everybody listening who doesn't get any, make more 228 jokes from 2012 over at it, huh, Sale? All right, we're in the match. Here's good old Windscape, running his light mech, Weapons Master, Viper, Annihilator, Light PPC, Hidaka for Will 1 from whatever MASH is, other than a TV show from like the 80s. AC5s, Light PPCs, Moto, Firestarter, Shadowcat, alright, Pulse Cattle, Shadowcat, ERPPC, so this is it's like a executioner, ER large, ER large, ER large. Alright, so I think both teams are gonna do some trading, but we'll see. Seeing ERPPCs from a lot of these mechs. I thought it was interesting they're running the Crusader like you would an Executioner for the 5th Jaguar Dragoons. Double check that my... Oh yeah, there we go. Wrong view. Good thing I checked. Okay. So 5th Jaguar Dragoons, they've got these 3 mechs just trying to present and control this corridor here down Epsi. While that's happening, the rest of their team, there's a split push, is just all coming down, taking that Kappa area. DPS has, it looks like most of their team focused on the Kappa group, and 2 mechs focused on the Epsi group. I mean, that's an Annihilator and a Stalker, so they're not going to be able to really get out of this fight entirely.
Looks like 5 JDX is currently pushing up to their main body. Looks like they want to try and bring a little brawl to them.
Yeah, they're jumping on this PPC Summoner, Direwolf right here, with that Shadowcat, Mistlings, Firestarter. So it's 4 lights, essentially, backed up by this Crusader, and they're going to drop that Direwolf, and then they're just going to go on to the next mech. Looks like 3 of them have gone on the Veagle, and 2 of them are chasing the Vulcan. And they're just going to, with this focus fire here, and the mismatch in mechs, they're just going to drop one at a time here. So we see the Annihilator was destroyed over here by the 3 mechs pushing down. The Stalker's probably going to fall down soon. There goes the Stalker. So there goes their
that's split push.
People over there. Again, we see these lights just chasing down this wolf pack, really just finishing off these mechs over here one at a time. DPS unable to successfully focus back on what's happening here.
I think the split push really threw him for a whirl there.
Oh yeah. I mean, So the split push made it. So it was a 3-on-2 on one side favoring JDX, but on the other side it was a 4-on-5 favoring DPS. Unfortunately, because JGX brought fast brawly mechs, or versus kind of like that summoner, something more range, something more
Like you say,
s-
something that's going to jump twice in heat cap
right.
versus, you know,
They just get it. They weren't able to capitalize on the mismatch on the left, so JGX was able to just J5 JDX.
ironically, if DPS would have brought fucking Brawl, they probably would have won.
Yeah, I mean the other thing they could
Or at
have.
least taken a couple megs with them, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
I mean they agreed to the split, which they didn't have to either. I think the Annihilator and the Stalker weren't going to be able to maneuver out of that position, but the rest of their team could have gone to where the Annihilator and Stalker is. Uh,
Definitely.
so I mean, there's an opportunity there early on where maybe you see that and you just have everybody go one side. But I also agree with you. If they would have gone brawl and pushed up a channel, it would have definitely been a lot closer. I mean, anything would have been closer than an 8-0. Uh, it's a rough first drop for DPS. Little wind probably out of their sails. I know. I mean, I've been there. You've been there. A sail. It hurts.
Lord knows I have. It does, especially when you're on a win streak like that. You know, like you play some games, do some wins. It hurts to lose, but that's kind of the trick. You got to come back and do it, right?
Right, right. And maybe it's helpful. Maybe it's a wake up. You can't sleep through it. You can't. You gotta take another drag of cocaine or whatever. I mean, I don't think you drag cocaine, but you gotta you gotta get those performance enhancers in your system.
Yeah, exactly, right. This is Corey we're talking about.
Drop two, Grim Plexus teams are on the same side. So let's do it. Plexus. I don't have to change teams. That's nice. I'll let them know just in case they're unaware. Um, all right. So I'll draw this. I mean, it was interesting. I liked what 5JDX did. It was pretty clever. Uh, it was definitely not, like the boring everyman strat. So I really liked it. Uh, Go to my map strat. They had those three mechs here that were just pushing. They weren't just trading. It wasn't an idle uh, situation with those three mechs versus the stalker, and then there was an annihilator. Um, and they just walked down this canyon with a 3-on-2, basically confident that they have the skill and they have the 3-on-2 to win. No one's scurrying away or playing peekaboo, right? Uh, and then there ended up being a lot of DPS's team over here, which we I guess kind of saw that last against KDCM. They do like to set up a lot of their team there. And then JDX had 5JDX had their team like come up here. It's a mismatch, right? It's a 3 here, and it's a 2, and then over here though you've got a. I did the math wrong earlier. Oh well. It's, I think I said a. Anyways, so in this scenario, what you want to see is you want your side with the mismatch to beat their side with the mismatch, and then you want your side your side that's up to win, and your side that's down to hurt them enough that your downside can finish them. Like that's the calculus of what you're seeing here. Um, and JD 5JDX just they gambled on that their 5 over here would be able to outplay 6 over here, assuming that 6 wasn't ready for brawl.
And they weren't. Like, the tail of the tape obviously shows that a much faster, movable team kind of smoked their traders. But, you know, If you would have asked me 5 minutes ago, hey, you think JDX is gonna brawl? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're particularly their flavor, right? Like they usually it seems like they're more range trade, but we'll see what tonight happens.
And to be fair, I hadn't seen any of their matches, so they might have been doing stuff like that as
True.
well. I could be speaking out of turn with old information. Yeah, next drop is Grimplexus. Um, Again, seen DPS on Grimplexus multiple times. I there's when you outbrawl KDCM, you're gonna feel confident that you're gonna outbrawl everybody. You know what I'm saying at this
Yeah.
level. Um, However, this is yeah, and they're team one again. So yeah, it's the same side. We've seen them. We've seen them push over here against a team set up at Hamburger Hill twice. We've seen this happen twice, and we've seen them come out victorious twice. Um, I can't imagine 5JDX is going to set up at Hamburger Hill. It's actually not a great location for Conquest, but maybe they're set up there to receive a brawl. And it'll be interesting for me if DPS does something different than what they've done the last two times. At what point do you say yes, this works every time we do it, but also the other team knows we're gonna do it? And it's
Exactly right.
what is the calculus there? What's the balance?
And you'd think that Epsilon would also be the play here, right? Like that seems to always be the high contention point.
Right.
Theta's kind of gotten left behind, and more teams are realizing that Epsi is really what matters in the long run. It
Or
sets up a much better control arc, right? So
yep, yep. I Epsilon is a stronger position to control. Theta's. The thing is, from Epsi, having Epsi here, it gives you easy access to Gamma and to Sigma. And if you're controlling Hamburger Hill here, I mean, yeah, you control Theta, but that's about it. So, in a cap game, it's not the strongest position. Maybe you control Kappa, but it's not great, and it's just so I feel like that's an underwhelming position to take. But again, in the Grim Plexus matches we've seen, caps really haven't mattered for the most part. It's just been DPS brawling into the other team. Uh, and maybe that's what they do. And that's the thing against a team like Five JDX. You probably don't want to beat them at what they're both most known for, anyways.
yeah, you probably don't want to bring your range traders just to play against some of the best range traders in the game.
That's why you pick a map like Grimplexus first of all, because that's a map that they're going to be less familiar with. You're trying to get out of their wheelhouse, and you don't want to bring the mechs that they're going to if they bring the mechs you expect, which if you expect trade and they bring trade, I mean, you're fighting where they're strongest potentially, and that's not what you want to do. At least that's what I think. But they are ready, so we are going to drop like it's hot. No side switched.
Ooh,
Drop two of potentially five. Neighbor's dog has come over and is trying to get my dog to play with her. I have a hole in my fence. It's also woken up my son. My house is a
oh,
circus. That's
Return of the Crying Baby.
a big.
Yeah, more cooing and like baby talk, I guess, and crying.
That's a big crying. He's not gonna. He's not gonna crash a championship series stream with crying. What kind of baby do you think I have?
Yeah, only the finest for the Jarl, right?
Exactly. All right, let's see what the sky brings us today.
Oh my god.
Something different
The
from DPS.
Kodiak Spirit Bear.
Something different from DPS. That's exciting. Check out what that Spirit Bear's got on him. SRM UAC 20. Okay, maybe not something. I mean, a little different, but not. UAC rival. Gauss Rifle Mad Cat. Oh, nope, that's a DDX. LRMs. That's an EVJ with LRMs. I should have realized that when it was a C. So we've got LRMs from Lady Wolf. Little sleight of hand there. See if that works for them. Hopefully. So we've got looks like DPS heading towards EPSI. 5JDX has taken Hamburger Hill and Theta, although I don't think they're going to set up there. They look pretty mobile. Viper, Hellfire, Incubus, Black Lantern. I mean, these are a lot of very fast, very brawly mechs. They're looking, I think, to do what they did to them last time on that left side. They want to find these mechs, they want to pick them apart.
They're kind of recalling back to Hamburger Hill. I don't know if they're just expecting the push coming this way.
We have gained Epsilon.
So they didn't even bother with Sigma. 5JDX did, so they only have one cap now. Probably with all these close range mechs, probably not going to be a cap match though. We see DPS taking exactly the same route they've taken before. Are they just going to push right through this opening, right into that firing line? Like they have so many times. They are. Isle of Annihilator is taking a lot of the first hits, just trying to roll off of it. Here comes that push. You can see 5JDX. A lot of their mechs sitting up top. Hellfire trying to engage from the side. Isle of Annihilator's lagged. He's going to go down. A little bit slower. Direwolf in a Kodiak, still pretty far away from that main body. The Arctic Wolf, Hydro is getting pretty beat up too. Nobody for 5JDX is injured yet. Direwolf is down as well. He was just too, or not Direwolf in the Kodiak. He was just too slow. Lady Wolf got chewed up from behind by the Viper. Bacon Lord and his Vigo just throwing damage to their side. Main body for the remaining main body for DSP has gotten in the fight. They did knock down Windscape and the Black Lantern, but they're already down by 3. Ivor just went down. Oh no, Ivor killed Bacon Lord. Good job, Ivor. Trying to keep them off focus in the backfield along with the Mistlinks Alpheus. Trying to give the rest of the team time to get some more kills. Although that Arc Wolf and that Charger getting overran 3-on-2. Both of them more damage than either of the 3 they're fighting. Yeah, they're just going down over there.
So as far as range goes, they were kind of a little bit more of a mixed deck again. They had like a little bit more of a light pack with their heavy and their assault. So
Yeah, I felt like DPS did something a little different, but I think it slowed them down.
I think it absolutely did too. The Lerms really did nothing either.
Yeah,
If that would have been a more of a brawly mech, it might have been 1 or 2 more in their favor. Which I mean, you're not winning the match, but it still feels good on paper, right?
right. I think, yeah. I mean, you can see on the field that Kodiak barely died ahead of the Executioner, who was the first main focus target. The Lady Wolf was back there as well at the LRMs. Probably didn't have an opportunity to do much damage with them. I mean, it was just, yeah. I think if they would have done what they did the last 2 times, I mean, it still may not have worked, but I think it would have been closer. I think they brought too many slow mechs. Lady Wolf, I mean, she did some damage. Executioner and the Kodiak never got into range. Black Lantern wasn't able to do a lot. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of low damage here for DPS. So that's another hard one. That's one they've done really well at, and you want to give them credit for trying to do something different. Not being, not telegraphing what they're doing every time. Although,
Yeah.
And the counterpoint is they did what they did every time, which is run up to that side and push. They just did it with slower mechs.
Yeah, I think that would have felt a lot more rewarding had that been a full swinging dick brawl fight.
Five
I think
5JDX did do a good job with like Bacon Lord. Was the Can't remember who the other one was on that left flank, just putting pressure from the side, not that creating an even better kind of circle. I guess that would not be a circle. Uh, crescent firing line. But all right. Well, it's now 2-0 for 5 JDX. We're going to drop 3, which is Mining Collective, and we are going to have to do a switch. I'm going to swap them. Again, it's been a long, long day for DPS, so, I mean, they're also probably a little tired. I know I would be. It's just like the
Yeah, it's a lot of
emotional,
mech work.
like fighting, playing at this level, like and everything counts and matters, and what's on the line. Like it's a lot of emotional, mental duress. All right. Swap the team names and the overlay. Hail everybody. All right. Looking at the map, I mean, it's what we said. I mean, it's just, I don't even have to like make new lines. I can get rid of this white one. I don't need these anymore. So that's what happened. Um, yeah, the Executioner and the Kodiak never got close to do anything. I mean, Jaguar, the LARM Jaguar did do like 220 damage, so I mean it wasn't nothing, but it wasn't creating like huge impacts either. What I liked from 5DX, as I was trying to say, is that as they almost did with Bacon Lord and another guy, they kind of swung down here for that push. I mean, it might not have been as dramatic as I drew, maybe a little bit more like here, right? But and maybe back here. I'm probably drawing it way too long that line. But I think that's nice. I think putting that damage to that that little underbelly tickle, the little underbelly tickle of
Oh,
damage,
absolutely, yeah.
like right
Especially
here.
during that rotation, it just stops them in their tracks.
So as they push up further in, like yeah, they're in a true kill box. Like, and it's interesting because you always think of like terrain as like limiting like your ability to create a kill box, but just like a small heads up move like that by them just really enhances like the destruction of that little spot that they're in. So yeah, we're just waiting for both teams to ready up or to lock, and then we'll drop. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing more to say about that fight. These have been pretty cut
Pretty
and
cut and
dry.
dry, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let me make sure I update the wins too. So that is 2 wins for JDX and very you know uh, very decisive wins for them. So this is drop 3. This will be DPS's. This could potentially be DPS's final drop in the tournament. Mining Collective is not a map I'd want to fight JDX on. 5JDX, but that's where they're at. We'll see how it goes. I guess I can pull up the map again. We can look at mining. Mining Collective. we've got 5GDX is team 1. So they, I mean, yeah, you could expect them to set some mechs up here, set some mechs up here, put some mechs here, try to control Gamma, try to control Kappa, and try to control Theta. There's a little gap here. It makes it a little easier to control Theta from the Team 1 side. I mean, that's a very basic strat. We could see that. In which case, the counter to that is, some mechs set up over here, like long-range fat mechs. I'll probably get another mech wherever Longhouse is, like down here. And then you get you're going to have your mechs contesting. Yeah, you're going to have your lights trying to contest that area there. Something like that. And then they try to take Epsi Sigma. It's harder for them to take Theta because, again, I think there's like that opening.
Yeah, those couple of gaps really screw a guy over.
But it could be completely different. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see if anyone takes a push, like we saw KDCM do. I know if I was DPS at this point, I'd probably want to get in close and fight, and I'd want to try to make it an 8 on whatever. I would try to avoid a split, and I'd try to avoid a slow burn. But what do I know? 5JDX has locked, so we are now just waiting on DPS to lock. And then we'll be good to go. Switch back to
JDX has really been showing some masterclass today too. Like their focus fire is just unbelievable. When legs get called, legs get shot, man. Like it's pretty good.
Bye. I think I woke my son up from his nap before he was ready. So now he's kind of grouchy. He's actually really upset that DPS has lost the last couple of matches. He's a big DPS fan.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty emotional for him. As a child, he's not used to a lot of loss yet, so this is kind of the first one. But they're gonna turn around on this one, guy. All right, both teams are locked. Let's get in there.
See if DPS can take one home, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, make my son happy, DPS. Call. All right. Looking at the mechs, it looks like both teams are taking what look to me like kind of range trade decks. But I'll double check on that real quick. It's hard to imagine a brawling direwolf, but yeah, ER large is Gauss.
5JDX looking to set up on the right towards Titties.
Already a bit of a skirmish.
Command confirming that we have possession of Tower.
At 20.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Airstrike on.
So both teams fighting for Theta. We do see 5 JDX. They don't have a lot of guys up at the little cans to the north, the stacks. Just the one Mad Cat 2. Teams put more mechs there, but it looks like they want to be stronger to the south, where they've got the Executioner, Grasshopper, and Crusader all located. That should allow them to control what we call the tits, which is these two. These are the literal tits right here. Just to make that clear to everybody watching. So with those three mechs down there, I think it should prevent DPS from being able to take the tits. DPS is doing a lot of trading from their north spot with their Direwolf and their Nightjar. You can see they're having to shoot at that Mad Cat 2. It's actually moving up, and that Vulcan...
Direwolf is taking an absolute beating.
Is that the Isle of Annihilators? Yeah.
Direwolf Sang taking an absolute beating trying to grab Theta. 5 JDX flipping it now.
I gotta mute myself.
Resource point Theta is ours.
You can see, DPS, their lights trying to force something. They can feel the damage swinging against them. They can feel the control swinging against them here. They only got 2 caps. They're getting beat up. They're just trying to make something happen over here, and it's just not going to happen against 5JDX.
No, Alpheus going down early, looking to try and get in on something, but
they're just being punished for everything they do. They're just getting twice as punished.
That rotation got called early and was definitely countered early.
Yeah, JDX is all here now. And yeah, it's just one after the other falling here. You could just see that, it's like a pack of wolves taking down the lion that is Juice is loose right there. And what we saw from a lot of JDX's fights all night is they get these 3, 4, 5. I call them lights, but a lot of them are mediums. They're just these wolf packs, and they just jump together and they jump mechs and they just drop them. They keep dropping them. So
and their time to kill is absolutely outrageous. Like, they're doing a really good job of making these mechs get spotted, they get taken down.
It's just cleanup now for them. I think tonight DPS made it up to 8th place. I think they broke a lot of people's brackets. I think they should walk away feeling really good, really happy about this tournament, where they ended up. This is a great success for them.
No, I think I don't know. I can't speak to DPS. I've only seen what they've done tonight, but they've definitely put on a great show, and I think everybody watching, is definitely glad that they made it to where they did.
Yeah, we see these two mechs, fighting for the honor of DPS, the memory of DPS. Lady Wolf, the final DPS mech in competitive play this season in the championship series. With her flea dies the hopes of continuing in the tournament, but also it will be a nice rest for her team, who's probably been pushing themselves really hard these last week and months.
And made an absolute fantastic showing. So definitely some good games tonight from everybody.
Yeah, JDX, definitely top 3 teams, and they've been so for a long time. That's a stopping place, right? You have to get deep in the tournament, but when you get here, you get here, and it's great. It's great to see this level of play, at this point, in this game's life. It's great to see these players. I know, like, some of them, like Level, who's been around for a long time. Even Windscape on the other team, although he wasn't in this drop, just seeing them, not give up, keep playing, keep getting better, and just and finding themselves, at the end, high-ranked tournaments like this one we've got today. So.
Direwolf is saying DPS top 6, so that's pretty cool.
All right, top 6. I was off. Glad. Glad that is true before I break off my stream. So, JDX are victorious. They will continue in the tournament. They they will face the winner of Comstar versus Russian Clan Jade Falcon. That'll happen tomorrow. That fight will happen tomorrow, but later tonight, in about I think 4 hours now, we will have Comstar versus Ghost of Nox. So I'd go check that out. I may have said something different. Comstar versus Ghost of Nox will fight. The winner of that will fight RJF tomorrow. So check out that match. Starwolf will be streaming it, and it'll be great. And he doesn't have young children who cry and scream during matches, so everyone will probably enjoy it a little bit more. But thanks for tuning in. Do you have any final thoughts, Sale, before we call it?
Nothing particularly great. Fantastic brawls, fantastic games, tight matches. We're just fantastic. It was good mech wars tonight.
Sorry, my son says, Dad, you only can stream one match, not two. Especially not one that goes to 5 matches. But great job by everybody. Thanks to the fans, and thanks to the Live-ish and the other administrators for this tournament who make it possible. But good night, everybody, and I hope you tune in for the match in 4 hours.